beloved. If you were to live your life believing your belovedness. A friend of mine was telling me about her son who came to her and asked this question. He's like 8 years old. And he says, so who are all the people in God's house? Who are all the people in God's house? And they asked their son what he was talking about. And he says this. He says, well, in my dream, I was in God's house and God showed me the world. There were all kinds of people there. Some I knew, but others I didn't know. Who were those people? And so my friend said she was not quite sure what he was saying. So she asked him to tell her a little bit more about the dream. And this is what he said. He said, everyone was so nice to me because I am God's son. It's an 8-year-old kid. Everyone was so nice to me because I am God's son. And she said, how did God show you the world? And he said, he just opened the doors and let me see everything. I thought about that, that what is it like for us, what would it be like for us to have that sort of mindset, the confidence to say, you know what, I'm God's son, or I'm God's daughter. And not just that, but you're God's son and you're God's daughter, and how hard it is for us to believe our own belovedness. How hard it is for us to believe that we're, loved. And not just loved, but that we're actually lovable. And that God sees us with this great delight. No matter how we may feel about ourselves, or no matter how we feel that God may, or how we feel that things we have done may get in the way, it's like God doesn't care anything about that. God looks at us and says, you are my son, you are my daughter, you are my sons and daughters. There's this great passage in Psalm 8 that asks some of this question. It says, when I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have set in place, and then I look at my micro self. I wonder what it is about us, about me, that makes you actually pay attention. Who are we that you care for us? Who am I that you actually love me? And yet, this is what the psalm says, you've made us a little bit lower than the angels and crowned me with glory and honor. So I guess what I want to say tonight in terms of, our thinking for tonight is that when the messages in your head they keep circulating in your head and tell you that you're not loved or lovable, believe in your belovedness and believe that God crowns you, gives you a crown as kings and queens of his household. And when the message in the culture that says you're not worth it or you're not worthy, still God sees you as sons and daughters and crowns you with glory and honor, and to believe your belovedness. So that's a thought for tonight. What would it look like for each of us to actually live our lives believing that? To enter into our relationships believing our own belovedness, that God takes great delight. It's Jesus in his baptism when the voice from heaven said, you are my son, and I take great delight in you. That God says the same about you and me, and you and all of us. I take great delight in you. Cool? All right. So let's pray together.